Good evening and welcome to the June 4th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome. We do have a public hearing scheduled for 6 p.m., so we will open that public hearing. Waterboro Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing at the Town Hall on Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, beginning at 6 p.m. to receive public comment regarding the current policy, political signs on Veterans Monument policy that is proposed to become an ordinance. So all public hearings are aired on local TV station, SRC TV, Channel 5 or 1302, live streamed on the town website. Questions and comments can be emailed before or during the public hearing or asked via Zoom if someone wants to participate by Zoom. So this was a selectman's policy for years, and part of the effort that the town administrator has taken with converting selectmen's policies to ordinances. This will become signs on Veterans Monument Ordinance, which prohibits any and all signs, political signs, or any signs, right?
Any signs.
So, any comments from the public?
No, I was literally just thumbs up like this.
Like I was talking to Matt, is, who's gonna enforce this?
Well, it's, if there's,
So if it's an ordinance violation, the contract deputies have the authority to enforce town ordinances, yes.
right,
Yeah.
and if somebody notices signs, political signs, then they can contact the contract deputy and they'll handle it from there.
And if it don't get taken care of, the town manager will take care of it.
Right.
You're not the town manager as of yet.
Right. Just you wait.
Any other questions, comments? Do we have any emails?
No
that have
emails.
come in?
I just checked.
There is one sign out there tonight.
There is?
Yes, there is. Been there a couple days now.
All right, so, I would,
Dave, real quick, they're saying the audio is not working on the,
I'm hearing that, yeah, I'm looking at it.
okay,
who's saying that?
Don Holden.
Todd Smith,
Todd sent me a message.
yeah, just came through.
It's, something on the TV side here.
Did we get anything, resolved yet, Dave?
No.
Anybody available to do sign language? Well, while Dave is working on the problem of sound, can we, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? All right, we'll take this up later in our agenda, okay? Okay, any announcements from the board? Dwayne, anything?
No, there was something I wanted to add to one.
David?
Just real quick, I want to take a minute to commend the fire department and our neighboring towns for a good stop at a structure fire last night in town. They did a great job working together and getting the job done.
Okay. Anything else, Dave? Gary?
No, all set.
John? Do you have anything? Then we're good to go. Just so that everybody is aware, you can continue to vote absentee ballot until Thursday, close of business Thursday, right?
Is it Thursday?
I think it is
Thursday.
You want me to go get it?
Yeah, please.
So if you want to avoid the long lines, you can vote absentee, and I believe it's till Thursday night. I'll close the business Thursday.
You have a question?
Yep.
Is that for every town or just Waterboro?
I believe it's every town. I think that's state law that requires absentee ballots to be available up until, I do believe it's Thursday evening, right?
We'll get, have a Marina confirm.
We'll have
Thank
Marina
you.
come in.
Thank you.
She's left the building and say, you have till 5:30 Thursday night to pick up your ballot, and then you can drop it off in the ballot box or get it back here the day of voting.
So you have it'll be 5 o'clock on
Yeah.
Friday.
Right.
No, Thursday,
Thursday.
So close of business Thursday, you can actually physically take the ballot, and we do have a drop box if you want to bring them back, and they will be counted
Yes.
during the day on Thursday, right? I mean on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
right?
Yes.
yeah.
So don't forget to vote on next Tuesday, the 11th. And the polls will open 7.
7
To 8.
a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay. Any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Yeah, we just have to add one addition for Deputy Fay that was coming tonight.
Okay?
My bad.
We already talked about it.
We talked about it, yes, and I thought I emailed her, but, yeah.
Good thing Dennis is on board.
All right, so if everybody's okay with adding Deputy Fay to the appointment,
So moved.
Do it. Second.
all those in favor?
Second.
Okay. All right, so that means you're up.
Well, there's always a lot. I actually wrote a little something up here just to be professional and everything tonight.
It's something like your father used to do.
Yeah, he did it on a napkin in his pocket. Yeah. Summer's almost here and school will be out soon. This means more traffic and a surge in local population, as we all know. Please use caution when driving, particularly, and this, I'm speaking to the masses here, not you guys all know this, right? Please use caution when driving, particularly near the lakes and densely populated areas, as the children will be out and about more during the daytime hours, the bikes and what have you. Recently, the sheriff's office has seen an increase in traffic-related offenses, including OUI, operative after suspension, and driving to endanger complaints. Also, there's been a notable increase in violent crimes recently in the areas such as domestic violence, assault, and this past weekend, we responded to a home invasion assault in progress complaint that resulted in an arrest. So just, if you see something, call us. Right? I haven't checked the status of the trailer. I guess it's a good time to ask Matt about it, but the speed trailer, if we can get that about, we'll get that deployed soon. It helps a bit.
So the speed trailer is still,
It's still.
I think there's some damage to it still from when it got
Okay.
tipped over. We had that discussion today.
It's a good tool, so, yeah. Any ETA on that?
I need to look and see what the actual repairs that need to be done to it, but we have the 2 message boards. I don't, do either one of the message boards, David, do radar?
What's that?
Do either one of the 2 message boards that we have, the other 2 do radar?
I don't think they do.
No.
No.
I don't think they do.
I'll look into that.
Right, well, and obviously the sheriff's office has one, I'd have to check on the status of that too. You know, we share it with everybody, so we might be able to get that, but if we can figure that out, we'll get that deployed as soon as possible. As always, the public can call us, non-urgent business line at 324-1111, or obviously 911 for an emergency. Any questions from the board, concerns? Anything that I can relate back to number one?
Well, I got a question for you. While you're on duty working for Waterboro, do you ever get asked to answer calls in other towns?
Occasionally, yes, but it's like,
Is it an emergency call?
it would depend, Sometimes I do have to cover other towns.
Why? While you're on duty for
But
Waterboro?
when I do,
Yeah.
I put it on my pay.
Yeah.
Right on my pay slip, it's
Right.
taken out of a different account. The town of Waterboro is not charged for it. And it's usually an emergency situation when we can't fill a shift, or it's not, hasn't been filled, nobody will take it, and it can't be ordered.
But we pay ahead.
Right. No, these questions would be better served to ask to the administration. I can't
Okay.
answer that. I can answer the first question.
Yeah, no, I get it. You know, I don't mind if it's an emergency, by all means, if you're the closest person, you go. But for routine calls, you're supposed to be taking care of Waterboro.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, 100%.
Can we,
And they bill us every 3 months.
Yeah.
Probably. And usually their billing is based on what he puts in for his,
Yeah.
the cost allocation.
You won't see a 40-hour shift.
But we're still losing out.
So we're, as you can see with the budget, we're less than the contract period. If they're short another person, and he has to cover, or if he has to go to a call,
Yeah.
then he cost codes it to the other fund.
I fill out my time card to what I did for work.
Mhm.
If I have to cover another town, I put that down on the time card,
Yeah.
and I cost it to the general fund, not Waterboro. So you guys don't get charged for it.
But we went through this years ago,
Okay.
and yes, we was paying for 40 hours.
Right.
Now we're paying for the hours that are actually worked within the town of Waterboro.
And a lot of that is on me too.
Yeah.
I have to put it on my time card,
Yeah.
they don't know, you know.
So,
So this, potentially, we're not getting 40 hours a week out of each Waterboro deputy. Correct.
That's true.
yeah.
That's a fair statement.
But on the other hand, these other deputies are backing him up at the
Oh, I
same
get
time.
that.
That we're not.
And you have
actually paying
deputies
for.
that are really, like some of the evening guys right now, they'll be out here stopping cars.
No, I get it.
All night.
Yeah.
You know how it works.
Yeah.
So, frame of reference, right? We raised just under $250,000
Yeah,
last June.
Yes.
right.
Right. We have consumed 141,000 as of, and my guess is that we haven't got,
We must not have got the
We haven't got
most
the
recent bill?
No.
Okay.
And Amber and I were reviewing that the other day, and the numbers that were provided from York County were obviously their budget estimates. I don't know if they were in contract, if they were in negotiations or when that contract was, but the county manager's office or the finance director sent us budget estimates, which I think were probably a little bit high on one aspect, but,
Yeah.
so we're not over right now, put it that way. But we have more in the budget line than we need. So.
Okay.
And some of that does attribute to the fact that if he is not covering Waterboro and he goes to another location and he codes it correctly,
Yeah,
that we don't get charged for that time.
But you're absolutely right.
yeah,
We initially budget for 80 hours
Right.
of contract deputy time. We're not getting 80 hours a week of contract deputy time.
right.
But we're not paying for it either.
But we're not
But
paying.
we're not paying for
And
it.
you're getting coverage.
So,
You're getting
in
coverage.
essence, we may have a surplus in that line.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
But it goes back into the general fund.
Sure.
Or into the county tax.
Yeah, right.
Once again, I can only tell you the part that I have, and that's filling my time card out and
Yeah.
keeping track of it. So,
Yeah.
Anything else, Wayne?
there is nothing else for me. You all good?
It's amazing, your reports that's going on in town, the activity that is actually
It is.
going on in town at this point. people wouldn't realize how much activity there is that's involving the sheriff's department, so.
Yeah, it's busy. It is busy.
We'll only get busier. Summer's
And the
coming.
summer months are here, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, and they lend to, the population grows, I don't know what it grows to. Does anybody have any figure on what the actual population with all the summer people
Well,
is?
it's gotta be,
In around 20,000.
yeah.
I was gonna say
well,
high teens anyway.
High
Yeah,
teens.
that's, I mean,
It's
We're-
double,
We're
almost
about
double like that.
9,000 now, and, you know, if you take 1.5 times that, you know, you're probably 14, 15,000 in the summer.
yeah. Well, guess we just gotta hang in there.
That's all you can do?
Okay,
North Wyndham,
thank you, sir.
North window?
I made a statement once that we was the start of a North Wyndham, and we're growing all the time.
Definitely growing.
Yep.
North Wind is nuts.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you.
I'll leave that problem to you guys.
Yep.
So,
Thank you.
thank you, have a good night.
Thank you. Item 6, any public comments? Correspondence, we do have the financial reports in the York County Budget Committee memo. And there will be a public hearing on Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. at the York County Government Building located at 149 Jordan Springs Road in Alfred, and the commissioners' meeting. So, if you can, there'll be a public hearing on the county budget. So, if anybody's interested in that, certainly you can have the opportunity to go there. Reports and staff initiatives, selectmen's reports. John, anything?
Nope.
Gary?
Only that the Old Home Days is coming up at the end of July. And we have one of our great members here that has done a lot of work. It's a small group of people, and they should be commended for what they get done.
Good. Anything else, Gary?
That's it.
David?
I do not, sir, thank you.
Wayne? Anything?
Just to comment on how our town roads are looking better than the state roads as far as cleaning up after this storm. Everybody is short-handed, money's short, and I think the town's done a very good job cleaning up what we've got. I mean, we've still got some more, we've got some trees that need to come down, but with what little funds we had, they've done an awful job getting this stuff cleaned up.
Okay. Matt, over to you.
We've already talked about it, but just a reminder again, Tuesday, voting 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. here. Town offices will be closed for regular business, while staff will be cycling through and assisting with voting during that day. We have hired a few individuals for the boat launch. The schedule is looking much better. I think we only have a couple open slots still.
When's that gonna start, man?
It started a couple weekends, 2 weekends ago. Memorial Day weekend, it started on the weekends. After school gets out, it'll be all 7 days a week.
Okay, cool.
I think we got a couple good finds for early morning. With that, Little Ospey Lake Association, with funding and support from DEP, performed a dash, which is a diver-assisted suction harvest of the bladderwort. I had an opportunity, went down, I think I sent you some pictures. I
Yeah.
did. But went down, met with them. I think they're working hard at trying to do what they can to mitigate and to.
What percentage of it have they been able to gather?
So I did not talk to him today, but was it yesterday? It was over 600 pounds of bladderwort that they hauled to the transfer for recycling, or for composting.
Yeah.
I know they were working again today, and they're gonna be working through till Thursday, but if you have an opportunity to take a look at it. Dwayne mentioned earlier, I was talking to him about it, and he said that if the board is interested, years ago, apparently they used to take an opportunity to take a ride on the lake. If you're interested, we can try to set something up to get a tour.
I'd love to do that.
Some evening, I mean, take
Yeah.
a close to 2 hours to go around the lake
Yeah,
with a,
definitely, I'd be
you know,
interested.
a pontoon boat
Yeah.
or some type of a decent sized boat to take heavy men around, but, you gotta advertise it.
You're on the tube.
Heavy men?
Yeah.
But,
I don't want you driving, okay?
You're on the tube.
So,
Well, no, but I mean, it's a chance to,
Yeah, no, I'd love to do that.
maybe, take the code enforcement,
Yeah,
because he knows where a lot of this development is.
yeah.
Where the bladder is, and, you know, there's a lot of information that you don't see here at the table.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh,
Who's got a boat that we can use?
we'll work on that.
Somewhere,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you have one? A pontoon?
Oh, oh,
Okay,
It's not that big.
okay, not for the,
we're gonna sink it then.
Not for all, not for all us big guys.
There's boats out there that I'm quite sure.
I think we have some people who would offer already.
Yeah,
I've
I
talked
know
already,
a
so
few people that would.
we'll work on that, make that happen, but
Fund it with, put the fuel in it, but,
greatly appreciate the work they're doing and
Yeah.
whatever we can do
definitely.
to try to support them with that. I told them about our staffing and our efforts for the boat launch, and they were happy with that. Moving on, Shane Bennett, you probably have heard the name, have seen him around, he worked at the transfer station, and he is now he's been hired to fill the open public works position, he's been filling in, but, we've transferred him there to the full-time position and will be posting for the transfer station. He has a Class A license and
Oh, that's
I
good.
think he'll be a good fit there.
Yeah.
So Laura and I we had, I think it's on the agenda, but just FYI, we reviewed the expense accounts and we'll continue to monitor with our plan to give you recommendations or any changes that need to be done for the 18th of this month, the next meeting. The only line that I would suggest that we look at right now is in Public Works, 5446, which is, we created that line a few weeks back for emergency storms, thinking that we wanted to allocate those funds, we could track them for FEMA, for the disaster, for the early April storm. We won't have all those funds expended before the end of the budget. However, that money will not carry forward to cover those costs from where we originally took them from. So before the end of the fiscal year, we would like to move them to 5445 for the remaining balance, and that's paying for Davy Tree, flagging, for the road cleanup, debris removal.
Are they done cleaning up, or are they still got a lot more?
Still ongoing.
Yeah.
We're tracking those expenses weekly. We have to submit the request for public assistance by June 21st. We're working on that, and we'll submit that information for FEMA, but at some point we'll be reimbursed for these costs.
Good.
And
5445, move 5446 to 5445.
that's where, yeah, that, whatever the remaining balance is by the end of the month.
Yeah, so we can
do
we can
that.
handle it at the next meeting.
Yeah. And I have given you an updated copy as you requested for ARPA. The summary document in front of you has the 3 projects you talked about the last meeting. I will start out by telling you that our audited records show 410,734. We have logged into the U.S. Treasury, which is showing slightly higher than that, and that's because of some of the changes in the reporting, when they wouldn't allow us to use it to report on the wages after they changed their rule change. So, anyhow, we're basing it still on the 410,734, maybe a little bit higher than that, but we have to base on what we have for records right now. LED signs, we're showing just about 65,000, and Friendship Park improvements, which includes pickleball courts, the 3 courts, the basketball resurfacing, fencing, irrigation, and the loam and seating of Friendship Park. I had thrown in the well as reference, but that will cost about 15,000. We're not sure if we need to do that right now. We think we're okay with what we have. We relieved the remaining balance of about 228,000 and change that you could apply towards the voting space, which the number that I originally put down was based on an email I was looking at, was the original concept for the town of Shapley, which I apologize that I gave you I used the wrong calculations. So based on that, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but that was based on about $200 per square foot in this, for 640 with a bare minimum price.
Yep.
But, I don't know, maybe we need to sit down and look at that, maybe there's things we can take out of that to have,
Yep.
you know, maybe it's a polished concrete floor, maybe it's a concrete floor versus finished, maybe an open ceiling of some sort, to see if we can get that lower, but
Yep.
that would leave a balance, worst case scenario, that if the town would have to come up with $411,282, that's applying the 228. If you guys are okay with the project number 1 and 2, we can certainly move forward and start working on those. It'll take time to get done. But what do you?
This is on the agenda, Dennis.
It is. Further down the road.
I would make a motion that project 1 and 2 be started immediately,
No.
as presented.
Ah, jeez. Thanks for
Now,
putting that in
second.
there.
I feel that these two are things that we've talked about for quite a while, and the money is there, and let's get it done. The building, I think we want to hold off just a little bit more, because I think there's a little bit more homework to do on it, whether we can cheat and
Would you be open to, if there is an extra 15,000 or so, if it comes in, using that for the well at the same time?
I'm saying do the well.
Oh, including the well?
Yeah, in project 1 and 2, because there's no sense to put irrigation in if you ain't got the water. Not, if we find that that well is all right, we can use what we got there. But if not, we need to
There's,
include that in the
there's no
project.
town water over there?
No,
No.
Well, there's town water,
There's-
but it's,
it's surface water, but
Oh.
there's a point over there that's down probably 15 or 20 feet.
Oh, okay.
There's iron in the ground,
Yeah.
and, you know, if you can't draw water enough out of it, it's because the point's blocked.
Oh,
Well, is it a case of drilling a well and knowing that you got water? Or is it a case of keep driving a point
No.
every 4 or 5 years or whatever?
yeah.
So that drops the remaining balance about 213 and change.
Yeah,
I'd do it.
I mean,
We're gonna do the rest of it.
we're gonna be probably a couple $100,000 or better
Yeah.
short of putting this building up.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah.
let's do these other 2 projects the way they need to be done,
The
and
first time?
then they're done.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
any more discussion? All those in favor?
Oh, wait, there wasn't a second.
Yeah, there was,
That's
David
all.
did.
I second that.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize.
Okay,
Thanks.
all right, let's move on. You all set?
Sorry. Yes.
Okay. All right, then to new business, vote to, discuss vote to adopt the proposed ordinance signs on the Veterans Monument.
So moved.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
The
Thank
only,
you.
just a comment, at some point, there's a wall over there. We should take a look at that wall on the, facing the fire station, the old fire station.
Oh, yeah.
That, now is owned by, yep,
ATV club or something like
no,
that.
the,
No, they-
Oh,
Land trust.
land
land
trust.
trust.
But somewhere there, a very small set of stairs
Yeah.
that's handicap accessible. There's no way for anybody to crawl up onto that
Yeah,
to go see the monument.
Yeah.
I mean, there's parking room enough in that little fire station to do it, but, nothing we're gonna do now, but
Yeah.
something that the board ought to consider
yeah,
somewhere funding. It might take $1,000 to build a set of steps, something that ain't gonna get hit with a snowplow and, you know, but
Yeah.
or if it's something that we can pick up and just move out of the way in the wintertime even. you know.
Yeah.
But there's a concrete wall that you can't see, that just needs to be cleaned up, so that you could use it to anchor your steps down
Yeah.
to there.
Yep, yep.
Okay? Moving on, discuss vote on naming of a Veterans Memorial Bridge. And we had this discussion last week. I think we all have settled on the brook or the bridge that crosses next to the old Waterboro High School, AKA now the Lions facility. And, you know, my suggestion is that we identify it as the Waterboro Veterans Memorial Bridge.
I've got a couple comments
Yeah?
that came about throughout the coffee shop conversations, but the comment from a couple different men was Ledgmere and naming it the Allen Bridge. And I can't remember that guy's first name, there was an old fella that lived up there before the bridge was rebuilt in the 70s. And he was a veteran and had been hurt in one of the wars, but he was a little on the crazy side from time to time, but very nice fellow. But he lived right there on the bridge, and they thought that would be a heck of an idea for Limerick and Waterboro
Well, I mean,
to work on. And
certainly something that we could,
the older timers would
Right.
remember him, but
Right.
nobody under 60 or 65 years old
Would
would
remember.
ever remember him,
Right.
so. But
so what do we want to do, Ham?
Is there a
What's your pleasure?
bridge number? I'll make a motion to accept that and include the,
I think we
Bridge
had the
number.
bridge number before,
you had looked it up.
and
I put it in the last
Something.
meeting notes.
2436?
Let's see, bridge number 3830 on Hamilton Brook called the School Bridge.
3830. So the motion is to name Bridge 3830 the Waterboro Veterans Memorial Bridge.
does anybody want to second that motion?
I'll second that. I have a question for the lady that's proposing this.
Yeah?
Is there something that you would be interested in approaching the town of Limerick to do on Dwayne's idea on Ledgmere?
I can tell you that I'm doing one right now, and doing two towns together, it's more difficult. And both towns, both select people, everybody's gotta agree on the name.
Yep.
And it's a lot more to go through, and it might not even pass.
Well, we could at least,
We could.
at least enter into that discussion with the town.
This fellow lived on the Limerick side of the
Right.
bridge.
But it's on New Dam Road,
Yeah.
and it is commonly referred to as Ledgmere Bridge, right? But it separates Waterboro and Limerick, so it's the town line, so.
The
But
best,
we could at least enter into conversations.
the
right?
best part about that one is there is room to park up there. This one down on 202, you might get into the Lions Club, but there's more room up there on the Waterboro Limerick line than there is, because there's room on both sides of the bridge to get a car or two off the road.
Is this the picture that you showed me when I was here before? It was the bridge down by the Eagles Club.
No, this is off from New Dam Road, and it literally is the bridge that separates the town of Waterboro from the town of Limerick. And it's a significant bridge. I mean, it's a structural bridge. So, but we need to
He had
coordinated
a
between
house,
the two towns.
as I remember it, he had a house right on the edge of the bridge abutment, that he lived in.
And what I'd have to do is, I'd have to go back and talk with the select people, because I have to get an approval letter from them, as well as an approval letter from you, because they just did approve a bridge in their town, so, and it went over very well.
Okay.
So there probably wouldn't be any problem with them, I don't think. So if you want to go through that, and so what did you think about the Hamilton Bridge that you want to see?
I think we want to move forward with that, right?
Okay.
And this is a separate issue.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
see.
So,
Okay.
Now,
any further discussion?
I want one after.
Yeah.
Go ahead and vote on it.
All those in favor of naming the Lions Club Bridge over Hamilton Brook, number 3830, commonly referred to as the school bridge, is the Waterboro Veterans Memorial Bridge.
Sure.
All those in favor? Opposed?
I think that there's 50 poles between that bridge and going out of town on your left-hand side, telephone poles. And if we went every other pole through the summer months with a flagpole and a flag down through there, it would make South Waterboro look that much better.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I've counted them out, there's 37
Okay.
usable that we can use.
Yeah,
And I've reached, actually, I've asked for some help from staff to reach out to CMP to get permits for that. And if so, we're gonna get the flags and put them up, there'll be 30.
Okay.
So 37 of them running.
We have them already?
What?
Your flags?
No, I'm gonna get them.
Yeah.
And they're gonna run them from that location all the way to the Eagles Club.
Okay, yeah.
There's a-
well, I looked at it all the way to Layton's.
We lose a couple of poles
Yeah.
that jump so far back off the road
Yeah.
that they,
I looked at them and I figured every other pole would do it, but, I was roughly counting, but I was also driving, so
Let's get back to this bridge,
Okay.
okay?
All right, so I
So
have to,
you're gonna notify the state of Maine, DOT, right?
I have to get an approval letter from you guys
Okay.
first. And then I don't know,
I
can
can
leave it with your
Send
secretary?
a
Yep.
letter to it.
All
I
right.
can leave the information with your secretary that
Yep.
where to send the approval letter to, and then I always get a copy of it just in
Yep.
case. And then I will let the senator know that you've approved of this, and thank you very much. And I'll have a surprise for you for each town, and I can't give the little surprise away yet, but I'll be back to see you for this surprise that you're gonna really love. And
we
it's
like
gonna-
cupcakes.
Okay, something like that.
Yeah.
And as far as the other bridge that you're concerned about, you would like to see if you can get that named as well? The one that Dwayne Woodson's talking about, you would like to get that named as well? And can somebody send me information on that so that I can speak with the selectmen in Limerick again? And then you probably want to speak with them as well. And so
I think we need to do some research as to find the old gentleman that
Yes,
lived.
as I say, his last name, and I can find it, but,
Well, we've gotta have records.
Yeah,
in
but
town limit.
I just can't think of his first name.
So just let me know when you find out
Okay,
some information, and we'll work on that together and see if we can get another bridge name. Hey,
Good.
I'll go as far as anybody wants me.
Thank you.
And so do we need to leave this information for the Senator Ben Chipman to your secretary now, or do you want me to email it to you?
yeah, just
Just
email
give
it
it
to,
To me, Laura.
email it to Laura.
Okay.
I sent you an email
Okay.
yesterday, so you could just reply to that if you want to.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
And thank you very much. I
Thank
really
you.
Thank you for
appreciate
your work.
this. This
Yep.
is like, to to give you an update, this is like the 8th bridge that's been approved.
Good,
So
cool.
I appreciate everybody getting involved in this for our veterans. And we just had a Honor Flight Maine group come back on Sunday. There was 50 veterans that went on this trip. And I'll tell you, it's just such a good program to be in. And so I tell them about these bridges, you know, that all you guys, you know, it makes them happy to know that people care about them, just for a little thing like naming a bridge, you know. So I just want you to know, everybody, that I really appreciate all this.
Good.
And can I just put something in there about your well? Can I add something about the well? Because I have a dug well, and I went through that mess too, with cleaning out the point every 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you, you want to check with, oh gosh, oh shoot, he's in Sanford, the well drilling place, Marquee Well Drilling. And they came out and they fixed it, so got rid of the point, and I can't tell you what kind of pipes or something they put in there, and checked everything all out for me, and I haven't had any trouble with it since.
Okay.
So it was a lot cheaper than a $10,000
Drill well.
well, right. So I just thought I'd run that by
Yeah.
there, but you
Okay.
can do whatever you want, you're the boss.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank
You'll be
you.
hearing from me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Discuss vote on renewal of the special amusement permit for the York County Blues Festival.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Okay.
Are you sure you want to, Amy?
She's been doing it.
I'll make a motion that Amy Brown be put back on the
Old Home
Old
Days.
Home Days.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Oh, yes.
I knew you were being smart.
Of course.
We can
Thank you.
dispense. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it.
I was also a professional, had someone written up, but I guess I don't need it.
Can you give us a minute and tell us what's going on while you're here? I mean, how, you guys doing
It was
well?
just in case people didn't know who I was
Oh.
and why I'm so interested in helping my community, but I
Yeah.
guess you guys know that.
Yes, we do.
Everything's
Thank you.
going well? Everything's falling into place, what I can see on the texts and everything, right?
Yeah, so far so good.
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 How many entrants do you have for the car show, or do you know that?
I do not know that
That's
off the
right.
top of my head. I did not put that in my write-up.
That's all right.
E.B. Webster would probably be a solid point on
I'll go to the
that.
meeting next week,
I'll be there too.
all right? Sounds good.
Well,
Thanks for all your work.
Thank you for
Yeah.
your work, Amy. All right. I think,
I'll make a motion that we, if needed, we transfer the funds on the, where are we? 27th or the 20th? Oh, no,
18.
18th, yeah. On
yeah,
the
so we'll
18th,
just, we'll just move it to
Yeah.
the 18th.
Yeah.
And the agenda
Yeah.
item.
And that
Okay,
way,
so don't vote on it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
we'll, there may be a few other things that you need to flip-flop, but
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amy,
Yes.
I could swear you in now if you want, since you're here.
Oh, sure. Oh,
I do want to make a
close the
comment
cover bag.
She'll probably be back.
She'll be back.
the budget and everything is,
She may be outside.
we've saved some money this year.
Yeah.
Can she get back in?
There's probably 750,000 that we have not spent that was budgeted. You get going through that, and a lot of these departments have,
Underspent.
they're at 50 to 60% right now. There's, we're looking very well.
And some of those are from departments that we had staff changes, so that we had
Yeah.
vacancies for a period of time, so we were
So what's the ruling about the excess funds? They have to go back into the general fund, or?
Some of it,
Well,
no,
if-
no. Depending on whether it's in the town report to
On the warrant,
To,
there will be identified all of the accounts that will
there's
be
8 or 10 accounts that
rolled forward.
Okay,
Okay,
Old Home Days is one of them.
yeah,
Your Parks and Rec, another one, and there's just,
yeah,
There's a list of carry forward.
yeah,
yeah.
there's about 75,000 that's coming out of that paperwork that nobody paid, communications for the fire department.
Oh,
That, and
But
that, we have the invoices.
That
for that.
will, they had the invoice, but it just never got paid, so
okay.
that's why that account is that much higher, but.
all right, let's jump to old business. Discuss vote on the town administrator's contract. We had an executive session earlier this year. I think we ironed out everything that Matt wanted in his contract. The contract runs from, the June 30th of 2027, right?
Sorry.
Oh, no. June 30th, 2029,
Collectively,
5 years, right?
3 and 2.
3 and 3, yeah.
3 and 2.
3 and 2.
3 and 2, right.
Right. So, I'm not sure that you guys have had the opportunity to,
I hate to
He
pay him
did
over
this.
65,000 a year, but, I'll make a motion to sign his contract that we have drafted.
I will second that.
any further discussion?
Who drew this up, this contract?
Well, we originally had the initial one,
Yeah,
and Matt just updated it.
oh, so he
Just
put in what he
That's what
wanted.
those changes are.
Yeah, that's
We
okay.
changed the dates and the
Yeah.
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 percentage based on what you guys talked about.
Another real insignificant point, but what, we still call him the town administrator, not the town manager?
We, based on the charter,
Yeah,
we have to call him the town administrator.
Right now.
Although he has all of the duties of a town manager.
Right.
So,
If the charter passes,
yeah,
and this goes to vote,
then we can do it.
chances are you will have town manager and
Yeah,
councilmen, not select.
right.
Okay? All those in favor?
Okay.
Thank you.
No.
No, thank you, Matt.
Discuss vote to accept the minutes of the May 21st meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Opposed? You get the week's action list, any discussion of agenda items that might be carried forward. We will have the discuss vote regarding transfer of funds. Again,
You're gonna have a workshop with,
rest,
Yeah, DPW.
we have a workshop on the building at 5 o'clock, right?
yes,
That's for DPW.
Right.
DPW.
DPW. Items needing signature, Veterans Memorial Ordinance if adopted. Renewal of the special amusement permit for the York County Blues Festival and the town administrator contract. If there's nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Thank you and good night.